Alright, hello there, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to 80 Days. We found ourselves here. We've gotten to the end of the Trans-Siberian Express here. And I had a thought, actually. We're making really good time. We're on day 24. We're not even, we just got over 1/4 of the way through what we're supposed to be doing with 80 days. And look at this, we're already, I feel like once we hit the Atlantic here, which is huge, once we hit the Atlantic, we're going to be pretty much halfway through our journey, and I got a little bit of FOMO here, actually thinking, I was going for speed, but what are we missing out on in all these other places? So we're definitely going to be coming down. We need to go to Pyongyang, because we have something that we're going to sell there, but I wonder, like, if we hit here, go to Beijing, and then go to Pyongyang, it might take us a little bit longer, but we'll hit 3 stops before we hit Japan. So I think we're going to go that route first. Alright, so let's first explore and see what we find here in Irkutsk. Irkutsk was a surprisingly beautiful town, and packed with so many churches that one could not look up at any street corner without seeing a dome or a steeple. We explored, entering the city across a bridge made of tethered boats. My acrobatic skills made the crossing easy. Oh, that would have been useful when I fell in mud last episode. Despite being loaded down with 4 cases. But Monsieur Fogg found it most unpleasant business, and once across refused to return to the other bank. Great, so now we can't get back. On a street corner across the water, we saw a group of soldiers stop and turn to face the sun, praying bareheaded. I'll say there's a steady calm about this place. The people are both devout and poor, despite the gold that flows through the city every day on its way to St. Petersburg. Let's see here. It's a wonder there are no robberies and hijackings, and with that thought in my head, I regarded the grand churches on every corner in a somewhat different, more imposing light. Interesting. So again, we're going to be going to Urga here. Departs tomorrow. Oh, we're going to be taking the Mongol horse caravan. So I'm kind of excited about this. And we've got plenty of room for our bags, so this will be good. He's going to take a huge hit to his health, but, you know, or to his appreciation of me, but, you know, I think that this will be good, and this will arrive Wednesday. So, that's... Really? It's gonna arrive Wednesday? So that's gonna take us, like, 5 more days? Did I do that math right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, like about 5 or 6 more days, depending on how they calculate that. Well, I mean, I did say I didn't want to miss out. This also arrives Wednesday. Ooh. I don't know. Now I feel like kind of dumb for going that way. But this won't let me go this way, because I must have not discovered this yet. So I think Urga's gonna be our thing, and it's just, we're just gonna take a hit to the travel here. So let's take our sleep for the night. Nighttime in Irkutsk. From nearby we heard the ferries moving back and forth, Lake Baikal, and nearby the mining machines cranked on through the night. The local people do not go out at night, I noticed. I could not tell if it was due to devotion or hard work, or if some terror roamed the streets. Whichever, I went out to explore, but found nothing for my wanderings but an old beggar who insisted on reading my palm. I allowed him, and he screwed up his eyes before foreseeing a great loss in Hong Kong. I thanked him, or I told him I was not going to... I thanked him, and he nodded and crept away. Alright, let's get out of here. Are we going to Hong Kong? Maybe? I don't see Hong Kong. Oh, there's Hong Kong. So I don't think I'm going to go to Hong Kong, so I think we'll be okay. Still haven't figured out what these other little tabs here are for, other than reminding us what we've learned about places. So in going to this place, I know that we're going to have Buddhist people, so maybe if I found something at a local market, I might be able to get some extra stuff for Buddhist people or whatever, that sort of thing. So let's go ahead and depart. What? I literally missed it because I was talking. The Mongol caravan is gone. The next departure is tomorrow. Cold weather, uncomfortable conditions, and physically demanding. This will be a wearisome route, but the Russian costumes should be of some assistance. Mother... So, this is just my daily reminder that I need to be speedy in everything I do, because they literally do not give you a chance to think through things, because if the time is going, then you're done. So I guess we're going to pass another day in Irkutsk. So right off the bat, I'm really I'm really taking stock of what I just said about fear of missing out and that we're making good time, and I'm already now worried that I'm not making good time at all. We took a room and settled in, and I made certain to repack and iron everything. I went to stretch my legs. Let's repack and iron everything to better prepare for our upcoming departure. All right, depart. Come on. There we go. The horse has space for 4 suitcases, which will suffice. He's going to take a little bit of a hit, but because of the Russian costume, we're doing a great service here. Oh boy, this is slow. We joined the regular Buryat-led horse caravan between Irkutsk and Urga. Monsieur Fogg had a passable seat, of course, but I had not much experience on horseback. My steed was a stocky Mongolian horse of even temperament. It had a much better notion of how to conduct itself than I did, and so we just came to an uneasy understanding. Biam Bin, the caravan leader, had brought his family along to visit relatives along the Selanga River, and so our journey was full of lively conversation, in a language I did not understand. Let's converse. Greetings, Biam Bin. These rides are endless, I find. I'm told Urga is filled with different kinds of Buddhists. My friends used to talk about the Beijing Express from Urga to Beijing. I want to know... Well, let's learn more about Beijing. I'm told the Beijing Opera is said to be a unique marvel. I swear my French changes every single episode. They say Empress Zixi prefers her automatons to be decorative. Ah, okay. So they also have automatons in Beijing as well. Yeah, let's learn more about Pyongyang. Can you travel from Beijing to Pyongyang? Did you realize that you can pick up magnifying glasses in Pyongyang and you can sell for a profit in Singapore? A shot of poison, most generous. Let's learn more about Pyongyang, because the vodka, it seems, is helping us because it's gaining more options for conversation from him. Let's ask about Pyongyang. What else did you know about Pyongyang? You might be interested that you can pick up handheld mirrors in Pyongyang, extremely valuable in San Pedro. I'm gonna guess that might be in America there. Let's go and tell me more about San Pedro. I know that you can obtain cotton flowers in San Pedro that you could sell for profit in San Francisco. Okay, interesting. Let's learn more about Las Vegas. Is it possible to go from San Pedro to Las Vegas? I'm sorry, but I have to run. Okay, so what do we got? So we know that we could do that. We could go from Beijing all the way to Hong Kong. Got it. But I don't want to go to Hong Kong. That's where the guy said I'd have a huge loss. Bian drew his mount up to us, and we stopped for the night. Family, he said, and rolled his eyes. Be sure to shake out your sleeping bags before you bed down. My little cousins are terrible pranksters. Good advice. As it turned out, when had they managed to smuggle so many spiders and... okay. They put spiders in our bedclothes. No, thank you. No, thank you, sir and madam. Let's go ahead and wait. Oh, I asked Bian Bin about the Trans-Siberian Railway about Urga. Trans-Siberian Railway. For surely it was only a matter of time before it put his horse caravan out of business. Ah, but that is progress, is it not? He replied philosophically. You are not afraid? There will be many bored colonists' wives to keep me busy, he said with a wink. Namgar, Bambien's eldest sister, spat. And many more bored Tsarist officials from Moscow to tell us what to do. You are not loyal to the Tsar? What do we care for the Tsar who knows nothing of us? Namgar shrugged. Still, they will not find it easy to tame us. Bian clapped her on the shoulder. You worry too much. Only because you do not worry enough, she replied with sisterly disdain. We fell silent as the caravan reached the town of Verkunzendisk. Yes, I did that on the first try. Ah, my friends, the simple luxury of sleeping under a roof. So Mr. Fogg is slowly taking his hit. Let's see what the news is up. Omsk independence hopes dashed. Ooh. I'd say that Omsk is that place back there. I think that was where there was the automaton army, or the Walker army that was battling the Commonwealth, and we turned one of their soldiers against them. We were stopped by a troop of Cossacks a few miles out of Verkunzendisk. The yellow stripes on their cap bands and trousers bright against the gray-green landscape. I gave them a bright smile, attempting to look like an innocent tourist. Alas, there was not much tourism in Baikal, innocent or otherwise. The Cossack lieutenant pointed at me and asked a series of questions in Russian. I glanced toward Bayambian, who made a series of wide gestures, which I hoped meant, these are strange foreigners but quite harmless, Lieutenant. The Cossack troopers interrogated the other caravanners for a good hour, but eventually rode away. They are looking for an escaped convict from the nearby Katorga, Bayambian said darkly. Nothing to do with us. I actually wonder if we chose different things on the like different things to buy, if we'd get different options, and we can actually, because I know in the original tale, Fogg was believed to be a thief who robbed the Bank of London, and so they chase him all around the world. So I wonder if we chose differently, if Passepartout could have like robbed a something along the way, and we'd end up in trouble with the authorities. We awoke to uproar. A thin, ragged woman had staggered up to our camp in the pale light of dawn, and collapsed beside the horses. I rushed to her side to check her condition. Her breathing was shallow but steady, but she looked half-starved and lice-ridden. She is the prisoner the Cossacks seek, Bian said, tugging worriedly at his sleeves. We should leave her. Namgar gave him a freezing look. She came to our campfire, and you would turn her away? The Cossacks are already gone, I pointed out. They need to know nothing. The Cossacks will return, and if they find her with us, Bian shuddered, then we will be the ones in the prison camp. Do we do a good thing, or do we do a bad thing? Or I don't know which one's good and which one's bad. We must take her with us, I declared. No matter the consequences, Monsieur Fogg added. That is very nice to hear, Namgar said sweetly, but I would have sooner left you two than her. Great. She picked up the convict like a bale of hay and slung her over my mount. I held her gently and gripped the reins with my free hand. The woman stirred a little. I saw her eyes were a bright leaf green before they slid shut once more. I do not want to break rocks for the rest of my life, Bian muttered sadly as we set out once more. I will surely choke on prison camp gruel. Relations with Fogg have strengthened slightly. Interesting. So Fogg, since Fogg agreed with me, he's more happy with our relationship as it is. Let's wait. Moscow police query mysterious Frenchman. Oh, that would be me. Why am I in the news? The convict awoke today, and to my surprise she spoke French as well as Russian. It was not my first time in the Kategorka, Versuksha boasted, nor is this my first escape. What crime did you commit? I am Nardonik, she explained. I fight for the peasants, and for the revolution against the Tsar. Their revolution or yours? I asked slyly. Versucha colored a little. It is true, the peasants are suspicious of us, city-dwelling Nardonics, and our books of theory. Still, our cause is just. Versuchka told me she had studied to be a doctor in a Swiss university, but given up her degree to fight injustice in her homeland. Do you regret coming back here? I asked, looking at her sunken eyes and pallid flesh. How can I regret it? Versucha sighed. The Tsar can send me to Siberia 1,000 times, but I will not lose my purpose. Greetings, Versucha. You seem a nice man, Passepartout. I was told of someone who used to talk about the Beijing Express from Urga to Beijing. Incredible. So she is not really useful there. Is it possible to go from Beijing to Pyongyang? There's something I do know. Here's something I do know. There are many Americans in Pyongyang, I've heard. Interesting. So I might get some more information there about America. Do tell me more about Pyongyang. We have talked for too long. Okay, well, you're done with me then. Versucha and Namgar had a shouting match on the outskirts of Urga. She wishes us to abandon her, Namgar raged. She thinks she will put us at risk if she enters the city with us. Versucha is right, I contended. The Cossacks will be looking for her. So we should leave her? Namgar threw up her hands. My friends, Versucha said soothingly, I will simply wait here for nightfall and creep into Urga alone. I will take Garuda and be done before the Cossacks even suspect I am here. I will take a Garuda. So, my question is, what is a Garuda? I demanded, but the conversation had moved on. You will be caught, Namgar cried. This is my problem, not yours, Versucha countered. Good luck, Versucha. I'll send you a pamphlet from wherever I end up, Versucha cried, jauntily waving us off. I'm going to expose the Tsar's katorgas to the world. Namgar gave me a look of seething hatred as we left her. She should have come with us, you coward. It is better this way, I said firmly. As we rode into Urga, I hoped that Versucha would make it past the Cossack patrols. I tried not to think of the thinnest of her limbs, the bright green of her eyes. My master and I had other concerns. I feel a little bit bad about that, but we very well could have ended up in some hot water if we took her with us. The fur coat could earn us well here, so interesting. We might want to start thinning out our cold weather stuff because we're coming into China here, into Asia, and we're not going to necessarily need it. So we got a hammer, which is valuable in Batavia, which I don't think we're near anymore, and Calgary, which, gosh, where is Calgary? Calgary in America? Let's see. There you are, up there. Ooh, do I really want to go all the way up there? I mean, it could be worth it. Ooh, come on, Uga. There we go. Can we still go to the market? Good. That would make us a pretty penny. So let's sell the fur coat. Let's buy that. Let's see here. The fur coat. Trying to remember. Here we go. It went with this, so we can sell that because we're deciding to not need those anymore. Let's see. So rest and recuperation set is right here. We still have the vodka, which has been really more useful on the road than in selling it. We still have the cold climate set. That's why we need to go to Pyongyang. We're selling the Western Star. Ooh, Yokohama. Where's Yokohama? Did we already pass Yokohama? Let's see. Oh, no, Yokohama's in Japan. Cool, so we could sell that in there. Okay. Excellent, excellent. Alright, so let's go ahead. Let's see what our plan is here. If we're going to Beijing. Arrives Saturday, so we just lost several days going on the road here, but we should be able to hop on the Beijing Express. We're gonna have to pay for extra baggage, unfortunately, but it should get us there by Saturday, so that means we're gonna have 3... I'm thinking that'll calculate 3 more days on there, so we'll be on day 34 when we're here. Still under the 40 days, because I'd like to make sure that by the time we're leaving Japan, we are under 40 days, so that way we have 40 more days to finish the rest of the globe. Alright. So let's go ahead and rest for the night. We would pass the night here. I had expected Urga to be a large campsite, a collection of tents like that of a Roman legion. It was no such thing. Railway lines converged on the edge of the Toul River, and temples jostled for space amongst warehouses and great smelting plants. I browsed the temples, of which they really were plenty, and observed the people who walked the streets with purpose and confidence, as though this city of theirs was the center of the world. Within a few hours I had seen hundreds of monks. There seemed to be more monks than laymen in Urga. I stopped one. Wearing yellow, who was standing by an arch, not begging, but simply waiting with his palm out. I am new to this city, I told him. The monk nodded and smiled, but said nothing. At that moment, a monk wearing a red robe walked past, arm in arm with a Mongolian lady. The yellow monk looked sharply down. I approached the red monk. My yellow Gelug friend has taken a vow of silence, he explains. I do hope you have not been talking to him for long. Not long, I replied, a little embarrassed. And what brings you to our city? I am traveling around the world, I declared. He smiled back. Then you have come to the right city, for Urga has the greatest device for traveling that has ever been created. Most intriguing. Sometimes my French comes out much harsher. Most intriguing, I replied with great interest. The Garuda can fly hundreds of miles in just a few minutes. It soars into the air on wings of spiritual lightness. Okay, so that's what she said she was going to steal. She was going to steal a Garuda, so some sort of flying contraption. It soars in the airs of wings of spiritual lightness. Where can I find it? I asked. The monk nodded. The Garuda is secret, but I believe in openness, he said. Know then it takes off from the ruins of the Russian consulate on Consul Hill. Ruins? The monk smiled. The Russians believed that perhaps the Garuda could be theirs, but they were wrong. I thanked him and moved off on my way back to Monsieur Fogg with news of my discovery. Ooh. Oh, man. So that's cool, because we could totally, what's the travel there? Arrives Monday. So it would take us 4 days, and we would skip all of this. But I don't want to skip Pyongyang, unless we were here and then go back and then go back. So it's not really worth it. So I'm going to end up going to Beijing and then figure out how to get to Pyongyang from there. Alright. Ooh. Oh, that's cool. So we actually have an overview here, so we can see what we've done. Our character is mannered and passionate and lacking. Oh, we're not good at being a good valet. Okay. Let's see here. Urga. Let's go ahead and... Can I depart? I don't think I can depart. Can I? Oh, I can. Okay, so let's go ahead and get out of here. Hire extra space. Oh, dear. What are we going to have to get rid of? We might just get rid of the Englishman set, because that might give us the space we need. Let's go ahead and see if we can move the salve here and that there. That's worth in San Francisco. It's a shame that I just bought this, because that's worth a lot more in Calgary. Get this dumb neck cushion, which isn't going to help us much. Because I don't think we're going to take the flying route, so... Oh, good. It sells it for us. That's nice. So let's see if we can move the vodka. And we've got the cold climate set, which doesn't really... Do we have the other... Okay, yeah, the hairbrush here. I think we're just going to sell off the cold climate set. And that's how we're going to do this. So let's move over our instruments to this one. And I think that we're all set. Okay. Ah! Departing really quickly. Go! Go, 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 go! I like the pagoda look of this train. It totally looks like Asian-inspired, just like the Russian one looked Russian-inspired. I had expected to ride on horseback out of Urga and across the Mongolian steppes into China. But of course, even here, the ubiquitous land of progress had worked her magic, and... Luckily for your poor narrator and his tired posterior. Let's go ahead and have a chat with... Ooh. Greetings, madame. Good day, monsieur. Are you... Good day, monsieur. Are you ready? Are you well? Sorry. Ready for what? I am told they say Empress Zixi prefers her automatons to be decorative. I hear there are no airships allowed in Beijing. I'm trying to learn more about Pyongyang. Is it possible to go from Beijing to Pyongyang? I don't know, but listen, the Chinese and Japanese vie for influence over Korea. Okay, so it's not really the information I wanted, but still interesting. Let's ask about this. Is there a route from Beijing to Ussurisk? No idea, but now it was once Chinese, I think. The van in which we rode smelled suspiciously equine all the same. So it smells like horse poop. Got it. Which made me think that perhaps the train had not been in service long, or that the people of Urga accepted payment, at least some of it, in kind. My master seemed untroubled by the odor, or by the close quarters, but settled back, steepling his fingers and considering whatever matters he habitually occupied himself with. So he's like doing great. Let's have a talk. Greetings, Monsieur le Garde. Good day, Monsieur. Let's ask about Beijing. I'm told the Beijing Opera is said to be a unique marvel. They say the Chinese make their most intricate clockwork machines. Let's see about... Is it possible... dang it. Is it possible to go from Beijing to Pyongyang? It seems unlikely to me, so we're going to have to go out of our way to get to Pyongyang. Let's ask about the Pengsao Pass. Gosh, he's busy. The train rolled on all night, all day, and we were visited only once by a guard who briefly glanced at our tickets and then inquired with unseemly interest as to our true purpose. I talked to him. He was a curious soul, but a genuine one, I think. We have Russians visiting the opium dens of Hong Kong, he said. We see them go, and most times see them return, but we never such gentlemen as you. With that he sloped away. Hours passed in dusty silence before we reached Beijing.